And we're live.
Never going to get over how long 30 seconds is when you just got to be quiet about it.
Yeah, and actually, I could just turn the camera off so we don't have to awkwardly sit here, but yeah.
I think that's part of the charm. Just the people who tune in early, right? Just like,
they get to watch
the 30 seconds of awkward silence. All right, cool.
Yes, don't make any sudden moves or noises.
Yeah.
So how's it going? So you headed back to the States.
Yeah.
Got some books waiting for you. Going to bring back anything?
Probably.
Yeah, good.
The last time I was there in winter 2003, I'm like, okay, let me go through all the stuff I did. Oh, god damn, that's a lot. And my brother was like, yeah, or just Coleman here for you. I'm like, I was only able to bring back like a third last time.
Yeah,
so
but books are so heavy.
They are, and like I'm really trying to like not order more stuff, but yeah. So I don't even remember, but I'll be bringing back stuff. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I was definitely torn with stuff that was going to make it back. I brought back all the old, all the old classic stuff that was going to disintegrate into nothing if I didn't rescue it. But
I don't think there's any more old stuff for me to bring back. It's more just like the stuff I've been shipping for Kickstarter stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you got to get one of those forwarding services to send those a bit at a time. Yeah, you can break it up and just package it up and have them shipped to that address and then forward it here slowly.
Slowly, it trickle over.
Yeah, there's some companies, you just basically have to do that because they don't ship outside North America. They don't want to deal with it.
Which, I mean, no shade on anyone who'd be like, sorry, not doing it. I understand. It's a hassle.
Yeah, and basically they, try to make up for that by saying, okay, we'll do, print on demand at cost on drive-through, and you can order that. But if you want the
physical book,
physical book, the sewn, actual offset print copy, it's going to have to be in the States, and even those are quite dear usually.
I think I'm usually ordering so many like bits and pieces that's spaced out, where it's just like they would have to hold it for a long time to actually consolidate stuff, so it's kind of just not worth it.
Right. Yeah, not fun to try. And it's only gotten worse, and it's definitely like slowed me down, supporting a lot of crowdfunding things, because in Japan you're not only hit with the crazy shipping, but now we're getting tax. So it's like, okay, so this book is $50 shipping plus 20%. Like,
I was kind of surprised when that bill arrived after getting all my outgun stuff, and I'm like, what is this? Because that's the first time it's ever happened. It's the first time I've ever had to pay extra on it.
Right.
Wasn't the first time that my box has been opened and then like retaped up by the Japan Post. I'm like, come on, what am I? I must be on some kind of list, right? Because it seems like every package now I get has like the yellow tape on it, and I'm just like, come on, aren't you tired of being wrong, just opening up and being like, more little plastic war dolls? Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not been fun, but and it's only getting worse. We'll talk about that. There's some companies so distribution is being affected, and I've noticed that a lot of stuff has just disappeared from Amazon, and I guess that was all due to Diamond. Yeah, the Diamond bankruptcy.
Right.
So
Okay.
they were getting a lot of people on there. So we'll see. So there'll be some changes. But buy direct and buy local. Buy from your local games. I think that was Paizo's advice. Just buy direct. It's going to be, the shipping's going to be a big expense because they can't subsidize it in any way, but they're getting the full, profit from that. So that'll keep them making stuff. So we'll see. So game wise, I guess we'll we'll get back to it after you're back.
Unfortunately, like, it's one of those things. I'm not going to be able to play another game of Frostgrave this weekend before I leave and pack stuff up.
Right. Yeah, we just got one more scenario with that golem.
Oh, yeah, it's the last one.
We'll see. Dropping stuff on each other's heads. That'll be fun. We should try, after this, maybe we should try a 3-player Zone Wars.
Okay, I would do that, yeah.
That's crazy wild, because it's very random and silly. So it's more fun. You don't like, my strategy sucks. It's just like you can't control it because it's super random.
Well, I was thinking, like, you don't really have a strategy. I certainly don't have a strategy in Frostgrave either, right? Because, like, that D20 roll can be so swingy. I mean, like, you can kind of plan, okay, I'll try and do this and that, but
I'll burn 7 points of health to get this spell cast.
Yeah. And, like, my strategy is just, I'll block this area off with fog or wall, and then only worry about what's happening over here. Yeah.
Yes. Very fog based.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's nice though, because it does stick on the battlefield a while. That's a powerful, much more powerful spell.
Well, but but all you got to do is walk through it.
Yeah,
Then I see it, right? It's good for it. Well, it came in real handy against the golem. I'm like, I don't want rocks this way, so it can't see me now. Right?
Right. No, that's very true. Anything that's got an automatic ranged attack, it's like nothing going on. Yeah, so we'll be getting back to Dragonbane. Every time I say that, it gets canceled. But we'll be getting back to Dragonbane, and we've got some Coriolis coming up.
Oh, nice!
Yeah, Arturo is putting together the quick start for the new Coriolis.
So you're off the Daggerheart.
Yes, or off Dagger. Don't tell the
algorithm. Hey, gotta mention it. So it pops up in the algorithm. Right?
Yeah, right. It's got to come up in the transcript. Yeah, Daggerheart. Yeah, right. Daggerheart. Okay. Yeah, but no, we're not.
Sorry. Yeah, we're not playing Daggerheart anymore. Yeah. All right.
But and doing some AD&D on Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, getting back to that. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Playing a thief a thief magic user. Actually, I've never played a dual class. So I don't know how slow the XP is.
What you're telling me is like you rolled the stats at home in order with only your mom watching and got all 18s. No, we did dual class.
No,
right?
Actually, I'm really bad. We did the roll where you roll 4 dice and keep the highest 3. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot.
So you cheated.
Yeah, and then you can move them. No,
then you can move them. Why you just double cheated? All right.
In advanced, in advanced, I've got the 4 methods, and that one, it doesn't generate particularly high. And I saw some other people that do you're rolling many times and everybody ends up in that with one of those methods. Everything is like between 14 and 18. I'm like, that's not very interesting. Yeah. But I only got 1 decent score, and then I put it to when I got the elf bonus. So I have 1 18 and everything else is 10s.
Okay. Well, the average of 3d6 is 11. Right.
Yeah. Yes, so we'll see how that goes, but should be fun. A decent sized group, and we're doing the Saltmarsh original. Nice. Yeah, so that will be fun. Yeah, so Rob's doing that. If Rob's in the chat, that'll be getting back to. So I guess session 0 basically on Sunday.
No funnel.
No, right. Well, my first session is always a funnel. I managed to funnel myself out only with 1 character, so I'm out of the game. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But good to see everybody in the chat. Arturo and Matt and Miguel. Calarion, of course, first in. And number 1. Calarion is still number 1. There's some
I wasn't even fast enough to be the first one.
But there's a weird leaderboard mechanic now. Yeah, isn't that weird? So you got a little crown and a little score. So Arturo is number 2. Matt has fallen out of contention.
Wow,
he's I guess the wrench, he's a special class.
And I'm not even ranked.
Chris is not even ranked.
Not even ranked.
But everybody that says Daggerheart in the chat, that helps them go up. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, well, let's get to it. This is an ugly week, and I wanted to include some nice things, but they'll have to wait until next week because we got too much ugliness to deal with. All right. When you're not here with it, it'll get real ugly. All right, so let's get started.
I'm set.
Welcome to the Weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Chris.
And this week on the Weekly, Degenesis canceled. Mac Attack.
And not the big one.
Someone's been playing BattleTech. McD&D, new concept for Dungeons and Dragons IP, and a lot of Dirty Diamond news. So bankruptcy is dragging everybody down. All right, so let's start with sort of some bad news and end with some bad news. Yeah, so CMON announced...
So just a sandwich of badness?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Cancellation, and I was really surprised that this was even a thing because CMON was doing heavy Marvel and DC licensed games for all of their crowdfunding, and I saw Degenesis Clan Wars. Like, wow, the models aren't great; they're okay, but that setting is great. So there's a lot of there's some really interesting. The clans and everything, the different regions of the world where things are developing were interesting. But a board game, I guess you could use the miniatures for the RPG, but it looks like none of that is happening now because, CMON says, we're done with this. So it was a Gamefound campaign, but it broke down because of the dispute with the IP holder. IP holder is SixMoreVodka, the German design studio. And, so I guess the campaign and everything has been canceled. It's already been funded, so it's not like canceled.
Well, I guess people get their money back, right?
Hopefully, we'll see. But CMON announced that the 1,200 backers that to the 1,200 backers on the crowdfunding page. SixMoreVodka had terminated the contract. And they said what began as a collaboration and respectful relationship quickly became one in which legal channels were the only remaining form of contact.
Yikes. Okay.
So yeah, CMON said after months of work, they completed the molds and got contacted a surprise demand from SixMoreVodka that said, "Hey, give us the money, the $339,000 raised for the campaign." Which included expenditures that it said were not in the agreement. I guess CMON said it was not in the agreement. And CMON said, we've already paid SixMoreVodka several advances, so I don't know what they're talking about. So the founder of SixMoreVodka, Marco Degenesis, said that they disagreed with CMON's account of everything in the strongest possible terms. Certainly, they did not expect this attempt to shift the blame for this project's failure onto their plate. And they went on to say, as a tiny company, we sought out CMON as a capable publisher to partner with to help us deliver a game that we care so much about. However, after we delivered all required materials over a year ago, communications largely ceased. Transparency is a core tenet in communication with our fans, but with this game in CMON's hands and no details available to us, we were unable to uphold our standards and leaving us increasingly uncomfortable and eventually bringing us here. So in the meantime, we can confirm only that the contract has indeed been terminated by us, and steps have been taken. Step was not taken lightly, and after extensive attempts to resolve the matters in a more amicable way, this is where we are. And then CMON goes on to say, we held up our end of the contract. We paid them SMV more advances as agreed, and continued to dedicate our own resources to bring this project to the current point. CMON did say, so you're right, backers will receive 100% refunds, but that is kind of won't begin until final legal resolution of everything. So yes, so the SixMoreVodka went on to say this is obviously has been had quite a crippling effect on our development of the Degenesis IP. As we're going on 2.5 years without a solid release and no return in investment on site, along with the inability to provide our fans and backers with clarity on the subject. Yeah. So they're continue working on their latest project, which is another, I think it's fantasy-based, but another original IP setting called Orkin. Okay. So we'll need to stay calm and see how the situation develops with CMON. So it's too bad. Yeah, so we're not going to see Clan Wars. But they did go on to say, as owners of the Degenesis Clan Wars, due to the termination of the contract, IP is back in our hands, but we'll need to evaluate our options going forward, whether that is finding a way to make some of the game's assets available online as STLs or to find a new publisher. We can't say for now. So and so this is following all CMON's, and so another company, Final Frontiers Games, which I think we talked about already, still has 1.4 million in unfulfilled crowdfunding projects that we're dealing with. CMON. So after CMON failing to pay for the agreed Chinese localization. And yes, they're dealing with an unplanned bill of $350,000 now for a spike in shipping. And CMON also reported last year their $3 million loss. So they're not. And they still have a lot of bad news. They still have 8 undelivered crowdfunding campaigns, which raised about $18 million, and 7 pre-ordered games, which they have to fulfill.
Sorry, 8 unfulfilled Kickstarters.
Undelivered
Kickstarters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And an additional 7.
Yep. Pre-orders for games.
Wow.
Which include things like DC's, the DC Comics Zombicide version, which they sold Zombicide, so I guess, DC's Superheroes United, and their 5e D&D Massive Darkness Shadow Reach. So 9,800 backers are holding their breath.
I mean, you get on that armchair quarterbacking here. You get on that Kickstarter treadmill, and if something happens, if
a pandemic
exactly, like you end up getting screwed, right? Once you get in the position of having to start a second Kickstarter and use funds from that to make sure the first, you're hit problems, right?
Yeah. So they found out. It's a shame too that that's over. That is over, and I don't think anybody is going to go that deep into it
I hope not.
Yeah, I guess the owners.
Or if you want to, do whatever you want. I'm not your mom, right?
The owners of Gamefound may, because they own the company. But yeah, so we'll see. But something that definitely will be fulfilled, and it seems like somebody has been playing some BattleTech or some maybe Warhammer
BattleTech
Epic
mentioned.
or something.
There's your new
BattleTech
yes,
mentioned.
yeah,
BattleTech
okay.
mentioned. So Mac Attack. So this is not out yet. We've got a few days before the crowdfunding goes live. But a sci-fi miniatures war game by Chris MacDowall, so the maker of Into the Odd. We just did Mythic Bastion Land and Electric Bastion Land. So yeah, and this isn't his first this is his first steps into wargaming. He did the Doomed. It's kind of like your warband fighting like a big monster. So he's already done wargaming rules and systems and things. And the wonderful stuff about his design is go to bastionland.com and his creative blog is there. You can see, go back a few months and see like what was inspiring him. Everything gets a post, and he talks about the whole design process. So you can see how this formed, how this started to be a thing he wanted to do, and then how it all came together. So MAC stands for Mobile Armour Colossus, and so there'll be these large units, and then auxiliary units, which I think are going to be like infantry and vehicles. It's a 6-sided dice system for general actions. You have motion, heat, jolt, and rad weapons. High probability and hit probability and heat management are the things you're rolling for, and a card-based initiative system. Terrain is open, rough, cover, water, obstructions, barriers, buildings, the typical things. It's played on 48 by 36.
So 4x3.
Yeah, 4x3. And you've got 3 phases, the move phase, attack phase, and the meltdown phase.
That sounds unfortunate.
Yeah,
right?
let's not melt down now. So infantry and vehicles are the auxiliary units, and each of the Macs has a range, a type, and a power. The ranges are short, 12 inches long. Max 12 inches long, minimum 6 inches, and arc, which is a 12-inch minimum as well. And the types of weapons, or kind of tags for weapons, are burst, piercing, guided, and multi. So you got at least 3 Macs and a maximum of 1 auxiliary unit per Mac that you field. And you choose a faction, and so that faction is going to give you special rules or modules that only you can equip. So the flavor and play style will be decided by what faction you choose. So yeah, this is headed to crowdfunding. I'm sure you can do it all digitally if you already have a bunch of BattleTech laying around that you want to put some use to.
I've been following development of this as well. And I like just based on that blurb, I'm coming around to miniatures games that are not points-based, right? Because it can be incredible lonely fun when you're sitting there like counting a number, crunching me like I got 3 more points of here, but I think I don't really have time for that anymore. So I'm coming around to games that are kind of like turnip, where it's like you get 4 units, some of these. So you got to have at least 3 Macs, and you get 1 AU per Mac.
Right.
Cool. Done. Right.
Yeah. So I think that's fun and very straightforward. So it'll be interesting to see like what was, what he took from BattleTech, what was simplified, and what he thought was the important thing to make this game fun or for use.
Meltdown?
Meltdown sounds pretty fun.
Okay, again, I haven't looked at the rules for this. I think I haven't looked at the most recent version of rules. I have looked at some of the design blogs. But like if you have a big giant robot like that, then what's kind of interesting about it? Yeah, okay, it seems like he fell on heat, right? Like, heat's something you got to manage so you don't overheat and like maybe lose efficiency and like that. So yeah, I'm curious to see what happens.
Yeah. So and there's already a quick start guide available if you want to see what the rules are looking like right now.
Downloaded it already.
Yes. So yeah, that's great. Mythic Bastion Land. We did a flip through of Mythic Bastion Land. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It looks like a lot of fun. Very interesting, building a hex map and then, deciding what myths you're going to be, either be sent on or investigate. And the whole thing leading up to the thing I really liked about his description of it is how this is historical, but it's, kind of forgotten history. It's the forgotten past of Bastion Land. And the way that, like, in all of his games, the idea of leaving the city is, almost like a time travel. Like things change, technology changes, and kind of how the world works changes. So inspired by maybe his experience from like living in a small rural town and going into the like Manchester or London, wherever he's based, he designs with that difference, saying this is a different time because of the geography. Like it feels temporally different. And so Mythic Bastionland has a lot of that kind of idea in it, and like forgotten, history as just myth and just forgotten. So it's very, interpretation. It's very open to interpretation. Yeah, so not so strictly, Pendragon style or King Arthur. Inspired, but not. The knight types are very interesting, like very fun types of knights, and you're all playing knights, so it's kind of levels it out a bit. So yes, more Chris MacDowall. So check that out when that goes live, and check out our flip through of Mythic Bastionland. I did that with Matt, and we went through Into the Odd, Electric Bastionland, and Mythic. So it's a 3-hour marathon.
Get some snacks and something to drink.
And Matt was like, "Really, you're going to go through everything?" By the end of that. All right. Well, you could do cheeseburgers, you could do donuts, or you could do Dungeons and Dragons for your franchise. Yeah. So if you get your options are open. So yes, the Dungeons and Dragons group has shifted to a franchise model internally that will be led by, surprise, surprise, an ex-Microsoft employee. Sure. So Wizards of the Coast has announced that they, and I think this is mostly on the LinkedIn of the new head of this. LinkedIn? Oh, you'd be surprised.
I would be surprised.
It literally is Facebook for office drones. Like they post so much on there. Like some people like live on that site. It's bizarre. All right. Anyhow, yes. So franchise model. So yes. So Daniel Ayub, close enough. A veteran from Microsoft, but he's also worked at Ubisoft and Disney, and he's been all over the place. Another one of those PMCs that spends his life jumping companies to get promotions and titles. Yep. But so he was vice president of certain Affinity, a VP, head of studio, senior VP for digital games, and now he is head of franchise, president of all. So they're putting everything together. It's the thing that they said that they didn't want to do. Like they wanted the whole chicken. They were like, wait a minute, Baldur's Gate 3, why did we just get a licensing fee from that? Why didn't we make that? And I think they finally realized, no, we can't do that, because they've started a bunch of video game projects kind of in-house or studios that they have control of, and then it's not going well.
They can't do it. Yep.
Yes. So the idea is a strong, coordinated, and well-funded approach for the franchise, whatever the franchise may be.
Okay.
So finally, so this is a quote from this new president, Dan Ayub. Finally, in a moment that is doubtlessly has my childhood self doing cartwheels, and maybe some old man cartwheels too, I've asked to lead this new group, the franchise IP group, as today I am thrilled, humbled, and somewhat freaked out to be leading the Dungeons & Dragons franchise for Wizards of the Coast.
What does that mean?
So, it's weird because it's going to mean everything. So, there's a TV series coming out for Paramount Plus.
That has been paused.
Yeah, oh, really? Is it? Oh, it has been paused. Oh, that's right.
It has been paused. That's right. It was going to be on Paramount Plus. Has been paused.
Yes, and they've already said there's no sequel for the movie. So, So this is going to include D&D, everything from books, video games, film, and TV is all under his purview.
Okay.
So former Ubisoft Disney guy, but spent most of his time, 11 years at Microsoft. Yeah. So his official title is it's very silly. It's like Master of All, but it just means for licensing.
The VP of franchise.
VP of franchise. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So VP of franchise, and so he will be assigning that off to all of these companies, and they have had very little success. I mean, Baldur's Gate is really the only successful D&D title. Everything else that they've released,
and they didn't do it.
Yeah, and they didn't do it. And everything else that they've released through these licenses, they don't have. It's not been good quality control. They've licensed to really shitty companies. So the comics and the books and stuff that are coming out are probably not going to be great. Maybe that's good news for Dragonlance fans or whatever. Maybe because they can just then license that to the original authors, who I don't know if they own that. So yeah, we'll see what this means. But really silly, like they're proudly announcing this this move, like, yeah, right, it's a step back. So now we don't know who's designing D&D, and we don't know who's developing all the things that aren't the tabletop game. You know, we're not going to even have any idea what companies are even responsible.
I read that, and my kind of knee-jerk reaction was, is that how a franchise works? Like, I thought like a franchise was like, you allow other people to like set up a little shop using using
the D&D IP.
Yeah.
Right,
so
right.
After, that was my first thought. Then I realized, oh, right. But for them to be able to do that, they have to have everything kind of in-house under one umbrella for them to be able to say, okay, yes, here are the bits you get, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be, there's exactly 2 pickles on every hamburger, and, so yeah, they're going to probably be handling it that way. The funny thing is, it's probably going to it'll be like DC Comics for Warner Brothers. It's like, do we really still even have to publish comic books? Can't we just like cancel that whole thing, because the value is the logo T-shirts and the licensing of the Superman and Batman logo makes more than comic books ever made. And so that would be a shame if Wizards of the Coast turns to that. It's like, do we even really need to make a tabletop game anymore? I mean, is it just
I was gonna say the Superman and Batman logo are not really akin to the D&D, but
right,
it is, right? Like, D&D is a lifestyle brand now.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of T-shirts.
There's a lot of T-shirts. There's a lot of
dragony ampersand on it.
Yep. And I hate that they kind of have that, because it's pretty cool looking. But anyway, like, I don't know. Like, it was pointed out in chat that like D&D, just like any role playing game, is like already a franchise thing, right? Your little person running the game has bought them, and they're running it, right? Like, it's kind of a bit like a franchise already, but I don't know.
Yeah, so I just think it's going to be a big dip in quality then, unless they get lucky. They might get lucky with a few, good licenses with companies that can actually do a decent job, or writers that'll write good books, but probably not.
Do they care?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they should care, because the sales are going to be low, so their piece of it is going to be low.
Yeah, I meant, like, do they care if why not just rent out D&D to any kind of AI slop thing? Like, aren't they going to go quantity over quality?
I don't know. Well, they shouldn't, but yeah, I mean, it'll hurt the brand. I mean, people will then just
more than what's already been hurt, right?
Then just associate it with, like,
I think,
yeah, because I think being greedy and kind of the mistakes that they've made so far is better than just having the reputation of, oh, that's crap. You're like, oh, D&D is the most recognizable brand, but everything that's been produced in the last 10 years is crap. It's like,
I guess so.
Yeah.
But like my thought here is, okay, in the TTRPG sphere of spheres, because there's not one huge group, right? There's like the people who already go, yeah, D&D sucks as a game. There's the hardcore D&D fans. And then there's like the people who don't care, sounds very negative, but the people who just like, I just show up and play a game, right? I think like maybe compacting it and simplifying things here, right? The people who say D&D sucks don't care what D&D put out, because it's going to be whatever. The whales are going to buy whatever books come out, right?
Yeah.
And the people who just show up to play are going to show up to play regardless. Outside of that, not everybody, but like D&D is a household name. What does it mean to people, right? Oh, it's that game where you dress up with a pointy hat and pretend to be, right? So, like, my thought is, like, will the outside people care if the games or the things that are being licensed are trash? I want to know what the overlap between, like, D&D mobile games, if one exists, and people actually play the game are, right?
Oh, yeah, that could be the thing. Yeah, we get a ton of...
A bunch of little mobile games.
Yeah, Hasbro already has so much success with Monopoly, Go, and all that stuff. So, yeah, we could be seeing that. We could be seeing the scammiest of gambling games.
I think they would try and do something AI, right? Hey, play D&D on your phone without a GM, right?
Right. Yeah. There's already so many people trying to sell that. So if Wizards officially did that, your own AI DM, that
would. You know what? Just go the old school route, and fighting fantasy, choose your own adventure books. Like those are the original solo games where like you have all these choices you can make without AI. Right?
Right,
Anyway.
right.
All
Yes,
right.
yes.
Rant done.
All right, and ending with some more ugliness. So we started
rant.
with CMON, and we're ending with Diamond. We may need a bumper. If this continues, if this bankruptcy procedure continues and more shenanigans happen, we may need a dirty diamond animation. But yes, so we first, everybody noticed a GoFundMe that popped up by Green Ronin, and this was for critical legal defense.
Not critical role, critical legal. Okay,
Critical, yeah. We'll start the new AP critical legal defense. So why is Green Ronin asking for money? So Nicole Lindros, the co-owner of Green Ronin Publishing, is talking about Diamond Comic Distributors' recent Chapter 11 bankruptcy has impacted over 100 independent publishers, including Green Ronin, putting us in a precarious position. Diamond is attempting to use a legal technicality to claim ownership of millions of dollars worth of consigned inventory. So this amounts to hundreds of thousands of dollars for Green Ronin Publishing alone. This stock is what we own and have not been paid for. We haven't been paid for it, and it's in their possession. Right. So, and part of the bankruptcies, they're trying to sell it off.
So to understand what's happening, like it sounds like Diamond Distributors has a bunch of Green Ronin stuff that was, or books, but that's going to be distributed in warehouses, and now Diamond Distributors is going, yeah, it's ours.
Yeah. Can we we need to pay some creditors, so can we just sell this off and pay?
And Green Ronin is saying, no, that's ours because you haven't paid us for it.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
Right. We produced that. It's consignment, and and there's some funny details about it too that one of the other publishers talks about. So they're talking about there's no good time for this to happen, but with Gen Con coming up, this is really going to hurt them because this would be inventory they can sell. They're also talking about, so they'll be looking for a new partner to replace Diamond and hopefully get this inventory back. But the timing is bad for both the 5th season RPG and the new expanse that they had crowdfunded. Especially 5th season, N.K. Jemisin just gave the final approval. They're getting ready to go to print, and they're going to lose. They're going to take a big hit from losing this inventory. So they're going to. So the banks are going to stop at nothing to wring every dollar out of Diamond, taking several $100,000 worth of Green Ronin products to sell off. This still has to be decided by the U.S. Bankruptcy Court, but this is what Diamond is trying to do. So this GoFundMe, and I'll put a link to that, is for attorney retainers, court filing fees, and the cost of pursuing every possible avenue to get this back. And also related to this, Paizo posted a bankruptcy update.
I didn't see this. Okay.
Yes. So, so Diamond declared January 14th of this year affecting hundreds of game publishers, including Paizo. So Diamond sell the products for these publishers to Barnes & Noble, Ingram, Booktopia, and others. And so for Paizo, that includes, of course, Pathfinder and Starfinder on Amazon. So those things have kind of just disappeared. So a lot of the I was really surprised the companies that are affected by this, their stuff is just not on Amazon anymore, unless it's a reseller, unless it's like a third party or a reseller. So Paizo has stopped shipping products to Diamond, but that means their August releases will likely not be widely available at major bookstores or on Amazon. So they've got all these releases coming up, and there's nowhere for them to get out.
The only place they have it is on their
it'll be on their website.
Yeah.
So Pathfinder and Starfinder are going to widely remain unavailable through book trade channels for several months. So this is going to go out through the summer. And this is not only Paizo, more than 100 publishers have gotten caught up in this Diamond bankruptcy. So Paizo is encouraging you to order directly from these publishers or from your local game store that has inventory. And for August releases, and this is bad. Yeah, it's the Starfinder second edition. Player Core is coming out, and all that supporting material. Pathfinder Battlecry, that series, and then in September, the GM Core for Starfinder, and a bunch of supporting flip mats and things for Pathfinder.
It's like 12 titles. For each month.
Yes, it's a huge amount that is going to have very limited distribution. So their sales are going to dip. So try to hit them up at Gen Con if you're going.
If they have them.
If they have stuff. Yeah. So this was all. So what all of these publishers are disputing is what's called retail consignment. So goods are sent to a second party who facilitates the sale of them in exchange for a small piece of the sales. So Diamond is a distributor, and they have huge warehouses, and they've just been sitting on these books. And but the interesting thing that one of the publishers talk about, so Diamond Distributors, they filed a motion on this over this consigned inventory. and to declare it free and clear of liens, claims, interests, and encumbrances on June 25th, affecting 128 companies, and they want to sell this off to pay creditors. So that affects companies like Paizo, Goodman Games, Roll for Combat, and of course Green Ronin, like we talked about. Roll for Combat's Stephen Glicker had a lot to say about this. So they're going to take all the inventory that they currently have in their warehouse. Speaking about Diamond, Diamond is going to liquidate it and keep all the profits to repay the debtors. Yeah. I couldn't believe this when I read it, and I spoke to my attorney. He looked it over, and his exact quote to me was, "It's not as bad as you think it is. It's much worse." Because so the complicating factor, or the thing that makes this much worse is basically now you're competing with yourself. Like Diamond is going to liquidate this, so they're going to sell it 50% off, or whatever, 20 cents on the dollar to get it, and that means you're not going to sell those books. Like you're going to lose the sales of those books while Diamond stole them from you and is just trading them in. They've been basically fencing them to pay off their creditors. So
I think something similar was happening in Booksphere. There's some kind of like boundless publishing thing, right? Where a lot of authors were going to have their stuff distributed through Boundless. Yes. Boundless went under, and they said, now all these books are ours, and we're going to sell them. And now authors are competing with themselves, right? Right. And I don't believe I hadn't realized that with this as well.
Yeah, it's very, very frustrating. So they're talking about, so Roll for Combat's talking about, so approximately 50,000 in potential profit in everything in inventory that was sold, that we received as a payment from Diamond. However, they currently have 120,000 worth of our product in their warehouse. They have at least 8,500 of our books. This is Chris Bramis from Green Ronin. They have 8,500 of our books with a retail value of over 300,000. To be very clear, the books in question are ours and have always been ours. We had a consignment contract with Diamond Book Distribution that clearly states this is the case. And Goodman Games, also the Glicker from Roll for Combat says, the bankruptcy law is not in anybody's favor in this case, the publisher's favor in this case. It's going to favor, finders keepers, or not, possession is 9/10 of the law, whatever actually they have a right to take the products that they don't own and sell them at any price they want, basically to liquidate them and then to keep all the profits for themselves and use that money to pay off the banks and pay off their bankruptcy debt.
How is that legal?
I know. Well, yeah, it's
okay. It's legal because the law says it's legal. What I mean is, how is that moral or ethical?
Right. There's going to be a ruling on it, and the frustrating thing is, Glicker from Roll for Combat went on to say the majority of the inventory currently being held by Diamond was shipped to their warehouse after the Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So after they declared in January, these things were received. How are they getting involved in any of this?
Right.
So Diamond, it was shipped to their warehouse after the Chapter 11 and should not be subjected to this liquidation. It wasn't part of the original inventory that Diamond declared as their assets.
So basically, when they filed for bankruptcy, they took stock of everything that was there, and then, hey, here's this extra stuff coming in after you declared. Hey. That's not your.
We got these boxes over here. Let's see what's inside. Well, what do we got here?
But I wonder how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're saying it shouldn't be subjected, but Diamond has crazy. They owe $9.2 million to Penguin Random House, $1.7 million to Disney Consumer Products, $500,000 to Lunar, in addition to publishers like D&D. Roll for Combat goes on to say, I would like to thank the tabletop RPG community for coming out to support Roll for Combat and other similar publishers in this difficult time. Although this is a painful setback for our company, we continue to publish new books and are moving forward with plans to release dozens of new products for the remainder of this year and the next. And they wanted to be clear, this does not affect their ability to fulfill their upcoming Kickstarters in any way. Diamond is not involved in that. And the CEO for Paizo, Jim Butler, said, please support your favorite game and comic publishers by buying directly from them or going to your favorite local game store and asking them for the upcoming releases. So that's not good. So we'll continue. We'll keep up. I was kind of doing a wait and see because I was hearing about the bad news that this meant for comics publishers and especially the more independent companies. Didn't know how big this was affecting.
I didn't know that Green Ronin and Pathfinder and Paizo and other people were distributing through Diamond Games either.
And Goodman Games. All that stuff has just disappeared off of the big Barnes and Noble, Amazon. It's all gone. So that's surprising. That really sucks, because that means people just aren't going to have access.
don't
People
see
aren't going to
it.
start, or try these games or keep playing these games because they don't have an easy way. Depending on their situation, they don't have an easy way except, ordering direct from the publisher, which you should do.
Yeah, like I try to get in the habit of always ordering direct from the publisher as opposed to like Amazon or other places like that. I mean, sometimes you have to, but I mean, I guess this is a strike against this giant, I'm a little lost for words here, like conglomeration of stuff, right? Like maybe we all need to go back to the little general stores
and just pay the value of something and make sure that the full profit is being received, instead of, because we are dealing, and especially in this like cashless world we're living in, you have no idea how many middlemen are taking a piece out of every transaction that you're doing. So you don't even have any clue. The financial institutions and the weird, the companies that are running the networks, the companies that make the little touch pads and stuff, everybody is taking a piece of stuff that you don't even know about. So yeah, being as direct as you can with who you support is good. And Diamond has always sucked. They have always been a pain in the ass. I mean, it's good to see them go, but it's really sad that they're still doing things as shady as they always have. And that they're damaging, so many companies. Like this year is going to be bad for a lot of publishers, but yeah, Diamond has always been a monopoly and a real pain in the ass, as just dealing with comics. All right, so that is going to do it. Hopefully,
ending on a downer.
down. So yeah, that'll do it for this week. So where can people find you?
Blue Sky, Instagram, Discord, occasionally in select places. That's Hivemind, HYVEMYND. Where the latest thing I'm doing is falling down a rabbit hole of medieval heraldry and trying to come up with like D66 tables to generate it. Because because I've been playing, or I plan on playing Great Helm, which is nightly combat, right? So you got 6 knights to a side, and
you do it every night? Oh no.
That would be pretty funny, and I am embarrassed at how long it took me to get that reference, right? But like, I wanted something on the shields, right? I'm going to go with color team, like blue, red, yellow, right? But, okay, heraldry is supposed to individually identify the knights, and especially, I think that Great Helm is getting geared up for Kickstarter. It's similar to that kind of Mac attack thing where it's been developed and might actually go. The new rules for Great Helm have, like, titles for knights, so it would be nice to be able to identify each person on the battlefield, right? So rather than just picking stuff, I said, hey, let's make a bunch of random tables for that, right?
Well, if they're going to crowdfunder, you might want to reach out to them and say, hey, I kind of put this together. You could get a little table in the book and a little credit there.
I'm desperately trying to hurry up and paint up my knights.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing, right? Late, I got 2 like ready to go.
Oh,
right? Anyway.
Cool.
So how about you?
So I do a single panel gag cartoon, and I live stream that. So that'll happen sometime in July. It's been just every month. I'll do, yes. Yeah. So if you want to take a look at that cartoon, you can go to gocomics.com/domestic abuse. It's a single panel kind of magazine style gag cartoon. When I do the live stream, I eat snacks from the Japanese convenience stores and draw. So it's a long kind of hangout live stream. And so Abuse Cartoons on YouTube and Twitch is where that happens, and on this channel as well, surprisingly. And if you like what we're doing here on the weekly, consider becoming a weekling.
The strongest of all supporters.
So you can do that at patreon.com/upturnedtable. You can also become a YouTube member by clicking the join button below this video or on the page if you're listening to this on as a podcast. And yes, so there you can tell us what you want to see more of on the weekly. More bankruptcy talk, less bankruptcy talk.
More Daggerheart.
More Daggerheart.
Less Daggerheart. Yeah.
Yes, that's for $1,000 a month. You can make us play Daggerheart. It's a way to just interact with us. We've got the Discord that's active with kind of games that are being played and topics that people are discussing in tabletop. Lore videos, flip throughs, actual plays. We'll be doing some Dragonbane. See, I'm cursing ourselves. We'll do some Dragonbane tomorrow, and soon some Coriolis. So yes, upturntable.com is the main site, and Upturntable on all social media.
Yeah.
And so that'll do it for this week. We'll be back
Mortals.
again next week. Oh yeah, we'll be back again next week.
I won't.
Oh, that's right. Chris won't. Yes,
I won't. Yep.
Later for a few. You got to get a few later mortals in.
Yeah.
All right.
Later mortals. Bye.
Goodbye. right. So Chris is off to the States for a couple of weeks. I'm visiting family. So I'll hit up Matt and see how we do. All right. Oh, good to see. Hodag was here. All right. But this is gonna probably continue to be miserable. The this diamond thing. Yeah, of course they're gonna be as shady as possible, as they've always been. Yeah, anybody that's had experience like getting, because they do their was it preview magazine or whatever, like you had to buy space to promote things for the stores to be able to order, and there was all kinds of shenanigans dealing with them and that. And it was a shame because in the 80s there was the self-publishing kind of black and white comic revolution where a lot of creator publishers could just do their own stuff, but they were still going through Diamond to get them into the stores. So yeah, it was this like limiting factor bottleneck, and it decided like some winners and losers. All right. But good to see everybody in the chat. I can't believe how much money they're talking that these companies are out, and that inventory, if it is allowed to be liquidated by Diamond, is going to directly compete with them. Like the publishers now don't have access to the big online retailers from that distribution until they work out another deal with another company, or they're set it up themselves. And then all this stuff is going to go on sale. So for the customers, it's going to be a good deal because they can get a lot of these books cheap, but you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be buying that because you're just helping out Diamond using these legal shenanigans. So that's going to suck because it's going to be tempting, like, oh, wow, that stuff is 50% off. But it's not going to benefit the publishers, the original publishers, the creators of those materials in any way. They should have to, stamp them with, bankruptcy, consignment discharge so that people know exactly what they're purchasing. Or like cutouts at I'm dating myself, but cutouts in the record store where they punch, there's a hole punched in the corner of the LP, or the cassette tape has a a saw blade cut into it. All right. Yeah, so no fun. Oh, so yeah, good to see everybody. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the no rankings on the that app, on the YouTube app. Yeah, it's weird what they decide. Have you heard about the new Coriolis Quick Start? Yeah, that's right. So I hope Arturo's, you're cool with us naming the Coriolis campaign Daggerheart, right? Hashtag Daggerheart for just for the for the algorithm. Yeah, that's every game we play. Daggerheart parentheses Dragonbane. Daggerheart parentheses Traveler. Yeah. We just have to work in the same. Yeah, Sinister Secrets of Salt Marsh. Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated how that goes. So yeah, did a little bit of character creation on Wednesday, and so just myself and another player, and the DM was with us, and then we're gonna do the rest of the party on Sunday time, this time, so Saturday night your time, or Saturday morning, I guess. Yes, so we'll see. All right. Oh, Haggard Dart. We played Haggard Dart. We didn't even go near Daggerheart. But yeah, should be fun. Yeah, right, Matt. Yeah, the Larian Studios will never work with Wizards of the Coast again. So, yeah, not only did they not make Baldur's Gate 3, they ruined that relationship. They just have the name. And so, yeah, we're probably going to get, Baldur's Gate 3, the mobile app and stuff. There's going to be some weird stuff. If they're just going to franchise, indiscriminately, do like quantity over quality, we're going to see some real garbage, some real, weird comics and novels and stuff that they just, I don't know, though. Hopefully they will want to have a little bit of control over what people are doing with, certain names and stuff. But very strange. And that they needed to do a press release about that and talk about, because it seems like a step back for them, because that's what they've always done. Even back in the old days of TSR, it was a bunch of like weird licensing agreements to do toys and everything. They never did anything in-house for all that like weird supporting stuff. So that a lot of weird stuff came out because of that. Oh no, Hodeg has reached #1 with a lot of commenting. Nice. All right, but yeah, I don't know if this leaderboard thing. I don't know if YouTube anticipated the crazy comment spam that's going to happen then. Hey, Lucky7, how's it going? Yeah, most people won't know that they shouldn't buy from Dom. Oh no, that's a really good point. Lucky7 is that stuff's going to go out on the market probably. I don't know what channels they're going to liquidate it on, but if they do liquidate it on Amazon and Barnes and Noble or wherever they, would have sold it, try to sell it anyhow, that's going to be terrible because they're basically going to sell consignment, keeping everything, and that will be the only way. You won't. Yeah, you'll look online and you won't know. Oh, this is this is a bankruptcy sell off. It's not going to be any. You're just going to see like these amazing prices. So that's really going to suck. Yeah, but I mean, hopefully, even if this happens and the bankruptcy court rules that they can do this, at least it will, get people more involved in Pathfinder or DCC or whatever, because they'll be buying more of those materials, but it's only going to be then future purchases, purchases after that point. So yeah, it really sucks. Oh yeah, D&D Pachinko, definitely coming. I'm sure there is already, but there's been an attempt. Yes. The D&D flamethrower. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the low level of kind of quality control and care, because Warhammer like 40K and stuff had that going on for a little while. They had a real spate of like kind of trash mobile apps and stuff that they were licensing, and now they're still doing all that, like one of those merch companies that's those bathrobes and scented candles and stuff. They're still doing a lot of weird stuff that way. So we'll see. What what actually happens, but it'll be good to get back to some Dragonbane, and it should be pretty easy to drop in and out of that. So if Arturo's ready the week after next, then we can try some Coriolis. Yeah, I've been looking. Oh, and I just realized I had a problem with my Blood March fulfillment. For some reason, the order, like everything was paid, but the order never closed. So it just sat there inactive, and then they blocked, they locked the project. It's, you can't do anything anymore. So I got in touch with Free League, and right away they said, yes, some reason it didn't complete. And there was nothing that informed me, it just never showed up. So there's nothing that informed me that it wasn't coming. So then when I saw that it was completely locked and I had no access to it, I just wrote them and they sent it right away. But yeah, the Coriolis core book, I added that to that order. So I'll have the physical book of not the new version of the previous one, but there'll be some lore and stuff to catch up on. Yeah, I can't believe that. And that's just with tabletop RPGs. Like, what is going on with comics, with the indie comics publishers and stuff? And is that where they got the idea? Like, were they sitting on a bunch of, Oni Press and, whatever small publishers inventory and just said, hey, yeah, why don't we try to get some value out of this D&D marital aids. Now I understand the redacted effect now. Ah, yes, lovely. He's always losing those parts and pieces. But it benefits you and you keeping your marriage spicy. In fact, not. All right. Yeah, I think you're right. Yep. That's why Kyle moved on, because they wouldn't accept his D&D jacuzzi franchise. He still has a chance now, though. They're opening it up. Oh, yeah, I saw, or at least the bestiary was part of that. And that's what reminded me in that great big RPG bundle that's on Humble Bundle now. The bestiary for Forbidden Lands was one of the things on there, the PDF. And I was like, wait, I didn't even have that yet. And I looked on my shelf, like, no, I didn't even get that. And yeah, I guess they did the fulfillment last year. And I should have gotten it sometime last year. But yeah, my order never finished or whatever. Yeah, it's very strange. So yeah, they just they sent it along. Yeah, I just got notification that it's left, so probably a week from the UK. But that's yeah, that's very very funny. So yeah, that bundle reminded me, and so I think that stuff must be coming soon because I'm pretty late, so it must be coming to retail. The Blood March book and the bestiary. Yeah, that must be. I don't think it's on their site because I think I've looked. I think I've looked on their website recently. Blood March. Oh no, it's listed. Let's see if it's just the digital or not. Nope, no, the physical book. Yeah, Blood March is listed, and the Bestia Book of Beasts. That's right, it's not Bestia. The Book of Beasts is there as well. Yeah, so the Book of Beasts got included. The digital one is in that new bundle, but I didn't see Blood March. It doesn't say pre-order, so yeah, I think it's available from Free League. So I don't know about in stores yet. They don't. Yeah, they didn't have a release. Nice. And of course, yeah, that's the nice thing that a lot of the if you buy direct, you get the book and the PDF. Often, if you buy from Amazon or Barnes and Noble, you just get the physical book. Modifius is pretty good though about if you bought a book, show them proof of purchase, and they'll send you a code, a drive-through code to unlock it, or I think it's a code for their web store. So that's pretty nice of them. They've always done that pretty well. But yeah, that really sucks that stuff's going to go out into the market for liquidation, and people are going to say, wow, such good prices on all of this, indie publisher, smaller press, tabletop stuff, and not realize, exactly what that is. So if you do buy the liquidated books, buy something directly from the publisher to make up for it. Yeah, but that really sucks that Paizo's getting hit with their release of the physical release of the Starfinder second edition is getting hit by that. It's not going to be anywhere, so we'll see, and we'll see how long it takes them to find new arrangements. Find new distribution deals. Yeah. Yeah, right. Escape Chapter 11, the RPG, an exciting tale of con men and betrayal of promises. Yeah, Diamond's always been. I think the original concept for Diamond was the idea for the company came when the mafia was help guarding the ports during World War II. Like, what if we also sold comics out of one of these warehouses and became the monopoly of comics distribution? Yeah, I think that was funny. All the names associated with Diamond. because there's a lot of defenders, like, because Diamond pulled the shenanigans like during the pandemic, right? Remember, they're just like, nope, nothing's leaving our stores. We don't have any staff. Nobody's coming in. Nothing. It just froze. They just froze distribution from their warehouses, and all the people. So a lot of people were defending them, and then a lot of the names that were associated with Diamond were all like Anthony Faragucci, like all of these like obviously Italian guys. Like, I'm sure it was the mafia at the ports that created Diamond distribution. What if we was to get all them Supermans? But yeah. Abyss is hitting us with the politics chat. I missed that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of. Oh wow. Come on, Japan was selling BattleTech stuff at 50% off. Wow. Yeah, that was probably consignment as well. Oh no. Oh yeah, that's right. There's all kinds of fun stuff going on. I mean, we need a political podcast to catch up on all the shenanigans in America. All right. Yeah, so we'll see. And I wonder how fast they're going to move on a lot of this stupid stuff. A lot of the D&D licensed stuff. Yeah, and I think it was so stupid for them to, not even understand the development time of a video game. I mean, it's, can be faster than a, big budget movie maybe, but not much. But yeah, actually, no, that's not true, because they were talking about that, the new Jurassic Park, that Jurassic World, the Jurassic World Rebirth was a year of production. Like, it was greenlit and was completed in a year. They turned out. So I wonder how they shortcutted some of that stuff, at least the CG and stuff, to get that going. Or maybe they were doing that before, there was even a script or whatever, like they do with the Marvel movies. But yeah, they were saying a year. They puked that out in a year. And for, the time that it took and probably what they spent, it'll probably make good money. So bizarre. But yeah, just Wizards not having any idea about how insanely labor intensive, game development is. So of course, yeah, they'll step back. When they saw though how much money Baldur's Gate 3 made, they're like, well, what if we had all the money? And didn't have to pay the salaries for all the developers, for the kind of build up to the crunch time for that game. Yeah, but that was really really depressing reading, like what Stephen Glicker was saying from Roll for Combat about all of this, and how they could do it, they could get away with this. It's not unheard of. Yeah, so but hopefully this will get tied up long enough, because a lot of these companies saying that was not in your warehouse when you filed for bankruptcy. How can that be part of your assets? Yeah, I had a bunch of T-shirts at Meltdown Comics in LA, and they just went under. So those things just disappeared. I have no idea, because I wasn't in LA anymore. But yeah, the Meltdown, which was a really awesome comic store, went away. And I kind of suspected it would, because there was like a UCB that opened, like a UCB space that opened next to it, and then they were doing performances they had a little stage that they would use for signings and readings and stuff. They had a little stage in the Meltdown comic shop, and so they started using that for UCB, and then and they probably needed the rent or whatever. So improv and comics don't mix. That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, how is Murderbot? That's right. That's on Apple, right? Yeah, I killed my subscription to Apple. I realized I was never watching it. I just kept paying for it. But yeah, that's right, Murderbot. Oh, cool. Arturo says it's been good. Yeah, I was curious about that series, but yeah, didn't have my Apple running. But the really cool thing about Apple, I don't know if it's true of the payment, but the streaming service for Apple TV is global. So if you have a subscription to it, it's available without region blocking in every, on every device and every single location. Plus, it has like a dozen subtitles, so I can watch anything on Apple, with my family here in Japan, and we just turn on Japanese subtitles for everything. That was amazing. Yeah, that was really impressive. I mean, that should be the model. Of course, it's not going to be, but that's should be the model for what Netflix is doing. But they want to sell to every region. Maybe Apple realized they're not going to be able to do that. Amazon wants to, either license the content or not. Netflix or Max, HBO Max. They want to license the content, to every region and maybe have them deal with the localization. But that's really cool about that Apple model. I just wish they had more content, like they were producing more content or had things. They kind of supplement. I noticed that on the Apple TV app, they kind of supplement. You just kind of scroll down, you get to the end of their content pretty quick, and then they have a bunch of movies and other stuff, but they're on other services that you could subscribe to through through Apple. It's like, yeah, I could do that, but so they want to make it look like more. Yeah, right. Yeah, Matt, yeah, you're right. Yes, and don't even talk about Golden Apple. Yeah, LA, for all its shittiness, had a couple of the best comic book stores in the world. They Meltdown Comics, and oh wait, let me see. Oh, this is 2006. Yeah. Oh no, not the character Meltdown from Image Comics. Is it still? What are they doing here? Yeah, I thought the last time I was there, it was totally gone. But the Golden Apple used to be a huge. That was in West Hollywood. Golden Apple on Melrose, I think. Oh yeah. Oop. A truck or an earthquake? I'm not sure. Amoeba. Yeah, Amoeba Music. Yeah, so Amoeba is an amazing record store. Was to comics. Yeah. So are they're yeah, it's what are they doing? Are they still a brand? They're in Comic-Con Paris for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I thought last time I was there they were totally gone. Oh no, this is Melt comic. Yeah. How did that link happen? Yeah, but it was really cool because it was it had a lot of novels and art books, and yeah, Meltdown was crazy. I just think maybe the rent in that area was pretty insane. But Golden Apple was huge, and you would see like what's his face? Nick Fury was spotted in there a ton, always gathering up. Samuel L. Jackson was always spotted in there buying stuff. So it was like a cool place that you would see, like, people that were into comics. Oh, there was a fire. Oh, so maybe that was the timing. There was a fire there. So maybe it was closed because it had burnt down. Yeah, it's closed from 2018. Yeah. It was. I haven't been to LA recently. Yeah, so 25 years. That's depressing. Yeah, you would think though that one of the nerd celebrities would have bailed it out, but they were probably doing everything to survive because, like I said, they were like hosting weird events and stuff. Yeah, March 30th, 30th of 2018, Meltdown Comics went down. And so Golden Apple had this. They had a huge store, and they had everything, all kinds of like different merchandise and goods and action figures and stuff. And now they're just a tiny little storefront that can barely hold, barely have the space, like almost no space for long boxes, and just barely, just new releases. Hopefully they've got something going on online or whatever. But Golden Apple was amazing. It was an amazing store too. It definitely rivaled like Forbidden Planet and some of the famous like London and New York stores. It was amazing. But that's all behind us now. Yeah, so when Meltdown went, they took my T-shirts with it. Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry. Comic stock. Nostalgic comic stock. You were at Meltdown 10, or did they rebrand? Yeah, it was saying here that they went out in 2018. Have you been to Golden Apple, Matt? Yeah, closed after 25 years, 7 years ago. So yeah, 18. Yeah, you were there. Yeah, you might have been there. Because it was open as of 7 years ago. It was still open. So yeah, it was still there. Yeah, and Daniel Close, the 8-ball artist, the Ghost World, all that stuff. He did the logo. Their little alien mascot was his. So they always sold a T-shirt with that little dude on it. All right, see you later, Miguel. Yeah, it still would have been there 10 years ago. Yeah. 2018. Yeah, when I was there, it was just gone. I'm like, no way. That's very depressing. Yeah, I think Amoeba is still there. One of the few things that's worth going to Los Angeles for. You can still look through records and cassettes and CD racks. All right. But yeah. So we'll do some Dragonbane. Sorry, it's too much Dead Store talk. Dragonbane and so no recording or anything. But I'll report back about Saltmarsh and the AD&D campaign. And maybe do a little that would be fun. Maybe just do a little recap from what I can remember, so that'll help me stay current. Because I think we're only going to play every 2 weeks, so I'll do a little recap thing, and take notes, and then that'll help refresh me and keep me paying attention to what's going on. All right, but and then some Infinity before. Before AD&D, a little bit of Infinity. It's going to be a busy weekend. Doubling up on the gaming stuff. But it's good. It's better to have that than... Miguel's going to work, so give his money to Diamond, bail them out, the Diamond bankruptcy. Nice. Portland, Cosmic Monkey is a great game comic store. Oh, cool. Very cool. I wonder if any, because I went to probably mostly in Chicago. I went to more comic book stores there. I wonder if any of those are still around. I can't imagine Chicago has changed so much. Yeah, there was a good, when I lived in Ithaca in upstate New York, there was a good comic store there. One of those ones where the owner would give you an issue number 1 of something to try to get you hooked, on a series. And it worked too. Stray Bullets. He gave me issue number 1 of Stray Bullets when I was in there. And I bought every one after that. That's a good series if you haven't read that. By, what's his face? Clickety, sorry. David Lapham, right? Oh yeah, good stuff. So it's kind of takes place in the 70s, David Lapham, yeah. Yeah, kind of some interesting, kind of crime stories and kind of kid stories, but they're all themed around being like 70s, 80s kind of stuff. Way before there was such a thing as Stranger Things or whatever. Very retro, retro stuff. But yeah, it's good stuff. So good black and white comics. I really like that series. And good guy too. The creator is really, really cool. But yeah, I wouldn't have read it without a comic book store. So yeah, there's got to be more of that because like a digital download code or something. There's really nothing online retailers can do that has that same sort of effect. That direct interaction. It's like, oh, you might like this, that kind of thing. It's all going away. We rely on the algorithm. Chat GPT, tell me, what comic book series should I read? Yeah. Too bad. Yeah, Stray Bullets is a awesome. Let me put a link to something. An awesome comic series. Not a Wikipedia. I guess Image was publishing it originally. He was self-publishing it, I think, early on. El Capitan Books. No, I guess it was always through Image. And they have. I don't want to put an Amazon link. We were just talking about that. Putting an Amazon link. Here we go. I'll just put the Goodreads link. But yeah, I really like this series a lot. It's got a great art style and lots of nostalgia. You don't ask Grok. Don't post any. That's insane. And of course, I mean, it makes total sense for the platform that their AI assistant is a psychopath. But yeah, that was pretty funny. Captain Nemo's in St. Louis Obispo is legendary. Oh, cool. Yeah, that would be a fun thing to do. Is just, okay, we're doing that, Matt. We're gonna do like it can't be comic stores, but for Upturned Table, we should do an RPG game store like road trip and hit like Noble Knights and like just build a list and kind of a route of like legendary game stores in the U.S. and just drive it. That would be really fun. That would be, yeah, that would be something worth. Then we'll become travel bloggers, tabletop travel bloggers. But it'd be really fun to hit up a bunch of stores. I remember the one time, some cross country trip. We had a chance to stop at Mile High Comics in Denver, or I don't know if it's in Denver, near Denver, but Mile High Comics was like just burnt into my mind as like, because they always took out an ad in Marvel Comics with checklists of everything. Like they had like an order form or something. Like Mile High Comics was just like in my head since I was a kid, and finally being able to stop there at the actual physical store was amazing. But they probably do mostly mail order. But good stuff. Yeah, that would be so much fun. Yeah. And just document everything. Talk to the owners, and just kind of spread the love. But don't buy too much. We'll like have a vehicle full of purchases. Yeah, Chicago had like Midtown Comics or something. They had a couple like downtown. I would always go to it was like right across from the Art Institute. I would always go there like during free time, and they were pretty good. They were pretty crowded. It was one of those like on New Comic Day and stuff, like you were shoulder to shoulder, like looking through books and stuff. And it wasn't until LA that I ever like had a pull list at a store before. So like a pull list is like a pre-order, like you just let them know the series you want, and as they come in, they just set them aside for you. So they pull them, they pull an issue out. So most of the time when the comics come in, they bag and board them and, stick them on the shelves. but they'll just pull out stuff that you're ordering. But then you show up, and it's like one of those weird addictive things, because you show up then and you've got like a $40 bill waiting for you at a comic store, especially as the prices went up on single issues. Like every time you stop by the store, you're like, oh, I got $40 of comics I told them I was gonna buy. But I only ever did that in Los Angeles, but there were much better stores, when I was growing up. No surprised. I guess it still happens a little bit, but comics used to be in convenience stores. I remember buying my first comics at like Lawson's, from the magazine rack at Lawson's, and like the bookstores, all the big bookstores used to have spinner racks of floppy, issues. That's just done. I think like Walmart has like, shrink wrapped or like bundles of like DC comics and stuff. Where it's like random grab bags or something. Or they were doing like thick collection, like reprint collections or something for a while. There was some like weird project. One of the publishers was doing, I think it was DC at Walmart, so you could read their comics but it was a very like low level way. This was a while ago, so I'm sure it no longer exists. They're pushing the digital stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like an Amazon wish list. But yeah, every time you go in there, you're like, oh, that's right. I said I was going to buy all these. And you can, I'm not reading that anymore. You can like throw stuff out of there. But yeah, pull lists were awesome, because you would just be guaranteed, to have that book waiting for you. That was the cool thing, is if something was popular, if you had a pull list at a store, they knew you were a loyal customer and you were in very often, so they would set stuff aside. That was good. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I wonder if I can catch up on Stray Bullets on Comixology or something. Well, I guess it's not that anymore, but yeah, I wonder who has that. That'd be good to read through. Again, oh man, sorry, not much tabletop talk. I'm getting all nostalgic for dead comic stores. Yeah, I guess the diamond thing has me thinking about all of that and how fucked up that system was. I mean, I can't imagine running a comic store, and if you want, certain issues or whatever, you had to buy minimum amounts, minimum numbers of stuff. I'm sure game stores have that kind of stuff too, where it's like, oh yeah, you want to pre-order this? Well, this is how many you got to pre-order, or we ignore you. Churro says, yeah, my first pull lists were for Age of Apocalypse and Batman Nightfall. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Super nostalgic stuff. That's great. Yeah, it's funny. There's just not... Yeah, comics just don't generate that same kind of excitement anymore. I mean, they really pushed their luck in the 90s, but I still miss a good comic event. And, collecting a bunch of books that are, all coming out supporting a storyline and stuff. That was fun stuff. Yeah, and then instead of having like a stack of novels at your bedside that you're reading your way through, just had this like giant stack of floppies of issues of comics to get through before the next month, before the next one comes out next month. Yeah, those were the days. But I think, they're all pushing their digital platforms now. Like Marvel has their whole subscription thing, and yeah, that's depressing. But good. All right. So yeah, we will be back tomorrow then for Dragonbane or something. If some emergency happens, we'll try to stream something tomorrow. We'll flip through another book. Yeah, that should be fun. Do some more exploring in the Misty Vale, and yeah, then do some Saltmarsh on Sunday. So yeah, I'll figure out, maybe, because it'll be fresh in my head too. Maybe like that Monday, after the AD&D, I'll like do a little summary wrap up thing. That'll be fun. Do something for it, because yeah, I don't think anybody wants to record the sessions, and they might be, as opposed to like the actual plays that we do, it might be a bad idea to record it, because I don't think anybody's into it, just going to be a lot of rules discussion. Ancient broken rules discussion. All right, but yeah, I will back again soon. Yeah, I agree, Clarion. Yeah, reading digital comics really sucks. I would so prefer. The frustrating thing about comics is I'm always tempted to buy graphic novels, especially like when traveling, but you get through them so fast. Like it's not like a novel where it's hours, before you're going to finish it. You can get through even a thick graphic novel pretty fast, and then you're like, now I got to carry this around. So that's the frustrating thing with comics. But the physical, like the art on the page, and to be able to go back, like there's something that you can't like luxuriate over, like the 2-page spreads and stuff with digital comics, and especially because a lot of the comics readers, like, they advance panels and stuff, so even the reading order is kind of fucked up, and it breaks up the way that you experience it on the page, and how the panels interact with each other, like visually look all together. And you can't like just turn a page and go, damn, that just never happens with digital. You like flip to the next thing and it's like, oh, that's a lot going on, and it's really small. Okay, let's get in here. Or the software like zooms you around to points of interest, and it really, they never figured out how to make it work. But yes, enough comics talk. Although it's probably carnage with anybody trying to sell, any smaller publishers trying to do that stuff now. All right. But yeah, everybody take care, and we'll be back again next week. So Chris will be out for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to hit up Matt and see what he's up to. But yeah, so thanks for joining us, and we'll be back again soon. Goodbye.